Welcome to today's video. Today, I'm going to be going through the internet, the whole thing. I'm going through the entire internet, and I'm going to be reading some hard financial confessions. Not only just reading them, but also maybe a couple of videos. I haven't read or seen any of these. I've just been curating them with some friends, and I actually haven't read them yet. So I'm going to be reading them live with one of my favorite drinks. It's coffee, relax. And yeah, just going through it one at a time. The goal here is to not cringe, I guess. Or, I don't know, maybe I'll give a little bit of advice based off of my expertise. But honestly, we'll go ahead and just get started. Okay, the first one here. Okay, 2 years ago, I won a huge amount of money in a settlement, and I'm essentially retired at 31, and no one in my life knows. Okay, so before even continuing the rest of this post, I made a video about this. I'll put it up somewhere here about winning the lottery. And like, yeah, you don't want to really tell many people. I don't know, outside of like your spouse maybe. But yeah, I feel like a lot of new family and friends would come out of the woodwork. I've never won the lottery, but based off of what I've seen online and the history of people winning the lottery and going broke shortly after, that's what happens. Yeah, you kind of want to keep that close to your chest. I'll go ahead and keep reading here. I can't get into specifics due to the terms of the settlement, but I got more money than I ever dreamed I'd have. Enough to where I would never need to work again. I quit my job. Oh man, that's okay. That's like most people's dream. It's like, yeah, most people's dream, quit their job, have enough money, but what most people don't do is manage their money properly. Like they'll win the lottery and they'll splurge it and become broke again shortly after. And it's unfortunate, but if you're not financially literate, chances are if you win the lottery, you're kind of screwed. Okay, so no one in my life knows exactly how well off I am. My immediate family and friends know I received a settlement, but not how much. Now that the pandemic is over, I spend my time traveling while my accountant and my broker handle everything else, and the money just keeps growing. Man, that's amazing. I grew up pretty poor and was poor until said settlement happened, so it's still very new to me. I've been so blessed and I'm so grateful to be in the position I'm in. I've made a lot of anonymous donations to various charities. Awesome, good for you. I believe in and have seen firsthand what they've done to change with money. Okay, so yeah, it seems like he's living it up. I hope this was posted 2 years ago. I hope he's still doing well and he's not like splurging it. The trips sound great. And it sounds like the accountant and the broker are keeping your money flowing for you, which is awesome. But fingers crossed for you, my friend. Hopefully it keeps going for you. Let's go on to the next confession. All right, so we got another lottery one here. Okay, so the worst mistake I ever made was telling people that I had won the lottery. There you go. So exactly this. People will come up and be like, hey, I'm your cousin, I'm your aunt, twice removed. I'm your sister's best friend's accountant's dentist. We should hang out. And all of a sudden you're buying new friends. And that's what a lot of people do. When they have money, they want to impress their friends. So they'll buy them a boat. And all of a sudden your $10 million that you won is gone. I'm assuming. I shouldn't assume. I'll keep reading. Okay, so I won the lottery about 7 years ago. Okay, between my annuity and the profits made from the investments, all net, I get shy of $800,000 a year. I was stunned that I had won. Once I confirmed that I won, I started to tell people. I thought they'd be happy for me. They were happy for me for a minute, and then they started to ask me for money. Money does this to people, man. It's crazy. Like, you get this weird pressure, and maybe that's why companies tell you not to tell other people at your company what you make, because it might change the way they look at you. It's like, it gives you a sense of status. It's like, hey, if someone told me, hey, I have $500 in my bank account, like, it makes me feel like above them. And that's not the reality, but it's true. Like, genuinely, sometimes I'll have $400 in my like debit account, but again, it has nothing to do with your net worth. Unfortunate for this guy. Unfortunate, especially getting $800K a year and then all of a sudden your friends turn on you. Okay, so I'll keep reading. Okay, friends and family, period. Okay, friends and family, period. Then they told me. I was literally getting 10 calls a day from people asking for money. My favorite was the sister of my coworker saying she needed rent money, and a friend asking me to buy them a 20K ring for a girl he had been dating only for a few months. And yeah, this stuff will happen. Again, I'm not a lottery winner. I have no clue. But just based off of these confessions and what I've seen online, yeah, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, these people are asking you, it's like, yeah, it's $20,000 to you. You're a millionaire now. What does $20,000 matter? 20,000. I said that weird. But anyway, yeah. Let's skip ahead. Okay. I was spending more money on people than on myself. Unfortunate. It's ironic that I have more money than I need, yet I can't give it away because it brings nothing but problems. There's this famous rapper. Anyway, moving on to the next Reddit confession here. All right. I am not honest with my friends about my financial situation. I feel like maybe most people aren't. Like, you don't really go around to your friends and talk about this unless, I don't know, you're into that kind of stuff with your friends, which is great because, like, I think people should be way more open about their finances. But anyway, my partner and I, both early 30s, recently bought a house for $800,000. We don't have a mortgage. We were, what? We were able to afford this house because my partner has a very significant inheritance. Must be nice. We both work regular jobs, but neither of us make enough money to buy a house outright. When our friends talk about their mortgage, they just assume we have one too. And we go along with it. I mean, yeah, like when people talk about their struggles, the last thing you want to do is like pile on and be like, ha, we have no struggles because we bought this whole house with an inheritance. Your parents suck compared to ours, is basically what you're saying. Yeah, so I feel weird, maybe a bit of guilt, yeah, understandable, about the fact that we were lucky enough to afford this house and we have the ability to save our income. I have always been well off. Again, must be nice. It's super great. Okay, I haven't had stress about bills or money, and I can afford to live a very happy and comfortable life. Honestly, there is a percentage of people that do receive a pretty hefty inheritance from their parents, in-laws, whatever it is. But yeah, good for this guy, I guess. I feel like this is more of like a humble brag, but let's see, like, some of the comments I'm sure some people are jealous. Yeah, I mean, unfortunate, money, root of all evil. Root of all evil? Yeah. Anyway, on to the next confession. Confessions from a finance guy, ex-accountant. So you know it's super trustworthy. Oh, nice. This one's only 3 months ago. Okay. So I used to be in accounting, grinding through month-end closes, reconciling accounts, fixing variances, living under constant deadline pressure. I know exactly how brutal it is, late nights, endless checklist, and the expectations to be perfect under fire. Now that I'm in finance, my life is very different. Every month, my accounting team, the same kind of team I used to be on, works their asses off to produce the accurate numbers. I see how hard they're working, how tired they are, how much pressure they're under. Okay, let's get to the point. Here's the confession part. But yeah, here's the important part. And here's the part that feels ridiculous. I get paid significantly more than when I was the one doing the hard work in accounting, while working half as much. I do understand that this is my ass if the accountants don't deliver on time, and I feel bad that sometimes it's on me who creates the pressure, but I guess that is where my value comes from. And yeah, I guess that's kind of the reality. I guess the higher up the chain you get, chances are your workload, your personal workload gets a little bit less, but you have to manage people to ensure that their workload is sufficient and that they're doing a good job. So the pressure is really on you for someone else to perform. And I guess that's really where the value is. I feel like that's every job, not just finance guy, ex-accountant. Moving on. Ooh, this one's just an entire question here. Confession. What's the most insane financial decision? What's sip of coffee? Hold on. What's the most insane financial decision you've made? This is going to be great, I'm sure. We'll start with mine. I quit my job and went to the US to take a master's program. Spent over $100,000 and not factoring the lost income. I'm not too sure how much impact that degree had in my career. Maybe I'd like to think it did for a few years, though it set my finances back by about a decade with the debt and all the DYOR folks. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I feel like that's a lot of students, unfortunately. I'm an example of someone who went to school 3 different times and I followed neither of those paths. But I did learn like a lot of social skills, interactions, and just overall life learning lessons. Maybe that's the value I took from it. I don't know. But that's what a lot of people do. They come to a different country for a school to follow a career path, and it doesn't really pay off for them, and then they end up working, I don't know, retail. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. I always love these. It's like someone has to go in there and their financial confession is, you know what, I've been pretty good my whole life. Kind of stings a little bit. Okay, I've been fortunate in that most of my financial decisions as an adult have been worked out okay. That's nice. That's lucky. But 10 years ago, at age 16, I had a job at Burger King, and I didn't ever save a single penny from it because 100% of my income went directly to buying stuff on MapleStory. And yeah, my first job was at McDonald's. I got paid like $7 an hour, and almost every single paycheck just went to like video games. It's like, what else am I gonna do at like 15 years old? Who cares? No responsibilities, just do what you want. I took out a 401k loan for $3,000 to buy a motorcycle. I rode 250 miles in 3 years. Let's do some quick math. That's like $12 a mile. I mean, I don't know, maybe this guy's retired? Good for you. Again, not knowing the entire situation, it's like, yeah, go for it, right? Moving on, personal finance confession. I really like the subreddit. This was 12 years ago, and I'm taking no credit for this subreddit. I'm horribly embarrassed about this and don't really have anyone in real life, that I feel comfortable talking to about this for various reasons. I'm even using a throwaway for this post, so this is not his account, I'm guessing, or his burner account. But I'm a single person who spends $800 a month on food, both groceries and dining. According to Mint, which no longer exists, by the way, I even spent $1,000 a couple months ago. I don't really know how to cook, and the few times I've tried, I had so much waste after buying the things I needed. So I do takeout really often in addition to meals. Okay, so I've been in this particular situation where when I first moved out on my own with my wife, I would overbuy so many groceries. I had no idea what to buy, not a single clue. I would buy so much, and I would make dinner for like 50 people. And then now at the end, I'd be like, what am I supposed to do with all this? And I would throw out a lot of it. So I would waste a lot of money by throwing out food. To be honest, this cooking comes with practice, unfortunately. You got to just keep doing it, keep refining it to figure out exactly what you or someone else might need. So that way you're not wasting as much money. Now my grocery bill is like $300 a month, and I throw out maybe like 10, 15 bucks of it because I don't use like a vegetable or something. But this is understandable because then you get deterred. You make so much food, you throw so much of it out, and you're like, man, I'm throwing out so much food, I might as well just buy dinner. And then you buy a single combo at a fast food restaurant that's now like 25 bucks, and you think it's worth it because it's fast and convenient, but it's not. Learn how to cook, keep making mistakes in the kitchen, and it'll come out to be significantly better for you than buying food and alcohol. Anyway, this confession is marrying the wrong person. He dragged me down in every possible way, including financially, and set me back so many years in building my life. Damn, that's rough. I'm sorry. Marrying someone who was not the same page with me financially cost me big during the marriage and the divorce. Okay, so like relationship advice, maybe bring up finances early, because one of the main causes of divorce is finances. Money changes people. Talk with your spouse about your money. It is so important. Sit down, talk, set your egos aside, and just talk about your money and your concerns and your hopes for your money. It's so important. Anyway, going to the casino. Yeah, well, that'll do it. I'm self-excluded, and now my mission is to help as many gambling addicts as possible. That is so nice. Good for you. Selling my 390 Bitcoin to recoup $5,000 after my house got broken into. Oh my God. Guys, I have a Bitcoin story. Did I ever tell you my Bitcoin story? Okay, side thing. I have a Bitcoin story. Back in the day, I used to work for a telecom company where I installed internet. This was back in 2011. And I went to this guy's apartment building, and it was one of those like government buildings where electricity was free, so you didn't have to pay for utilities like electricity, water, or anything like that. I walk into this apartment, and the entire apartment, I mean like no joke, the entire apartment, the living room, the kitchen, 3 bedrooms, wall to wall modems. I had no clue why. It was so hot in there. He points to the corner of the apartment and says, "Hey, can you install the internet or the modem over there?" I said, "Sure, no problem." I'm confused as hell. I have no idea what's happening. I'm like, 22, 21 years old at this point. I'm installing the internet. Near the end, as I'm finishing up, I just turned to him like, "Hey, like, what the hell's going on here? What is all this stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm mining something called Bitcoin. It's potentially the future currency of the world. You should really look into it." And I turned to this guy, I'm like, "Sure, okay." I finished installing the internet and I left. Completely forgot about it, left it alone. And here I am. I wonder where he is. Man, he's probably doing well for himself. If you're watching this video, DM me. I'd love to catch up with you. All right, let's keep going. What was your worst financial mistake? My hope is that you learn from these. 20-year-old me. I'll just put all this stuff on my credit card. I need it, so it's okay. I'll pay it off soon. 23-year-old me. Yeah, it's totally fine. I'm covering my roommate's portion of the bills when I'm a student, already in debt with a part-time job, and he's unemployed. He'll pay me back. Narrator, he didn't. Was finally able to pay off my credit card when I turned 33. This guy's literally me. This is like my exact story. Yeah, I just put everything on my credit card, and then when my credit card was maxed out, I put it all on my line of credit. And here I am. Finally paid it off, but man, it took a while. Getting married to a financially illiterate / heavy spending partner. Unfortunate. Again, talk about your finances. They could be heavy spenders, that's fine, but talk about it. That's it. Just talk about it. We have a video from our good friend, Mr. Dave Ramsey.
Out that my boyfriend of a decade is in $80,000 of secret credit card debt. I knew he had $40,000 in student loans that he was slowly paying off, and he recently asked me to co-sign on a $100,000 HELOC on his home that he owns. My name is not on it, but I do live there. I've only lived there about the last 2 years.
Oh my God.
So that he can pay off that credit card debt because he has maxed out every card and is pretty much at the end of his rope.
How'd you find out about this?
He hit the end of the rope.
What is his addiction?
Cars. He runs his own classic car restoration shop, and I thought he was making more money than he was. Apparently he wasn't. He was leveraging most of it on credit cards. He is excellent at what he does, but he is not good at the business side of things. He sees a car he wants, he gets it. He cycles through like 3 or 4 sports cars a year.
Interesting.
He sees a build, he buys it, he builds it, he gets bored with it, he sells it, repeat, repeat, repeat.
So you definitely told him you're not co-signing the $100,000 HELOC, right?
Because if he takes one of those sports cars and wraps around a telephone pole, I'm stuck with his debt for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
For context, I did not live with him for the majority of our relationship. I was on baby step 6. I got in a nearly fatal car accident, and...
Okay. This guy is obviously a unique case of someone who's just like, I don't know, addicted to buying cars. But cars in general are one of your transportation, your food, and your housing. Those 3 are the biggest things that are eating away at your money. Hands down. This guy just like triples it every single year. Like what the fuck? Like that's also the tough part, is like you don't want to co-signing for people, or it's money will tear people apart, and co-signing things for people, whether it's family or close friends, don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm sorry.
Health insurance sued me personally to take back the $500,000 they spent on me. Mm-hmm. I lost my car, my house, my job, my life savings. The only thing I was left with was my kids' college savings, because they legally could not touch that. Mm-hmm. And I moved in with him. He took care of me after the accident. It took me like 2 years to learn to walk, get out of a wheelchair, come out of a walker, and get a job again. We lived on my life savings. That's where they all went. And then the health insurance took everything else. So I did consider the HELOC for a second because I felt like I owed him, but I cannot. I am debt free.
Yeah, yes. Let me affirm that in you. If someone takes care of you, it's out of the goodness of their heart, and it's an act of generosity. And I am a firm believer that if somebody does something out of an act of generosity, they're not looking to be paid back. Even if they were, this is not apples to apples, okay? I'm sure that if something happened to him,
we don't enable financial misbehavior because of that.
That being said, I'm trying to say this delicately. I don't know if there is a way to put it delicately. What's it matter to you? You're not married. You've kept your financial life separated. He does.
Harsh, obviously. She's not in the relationship, doesn't really understand the ins and outs of it. But for the most part, yeah, it is true. That's tough, man. Like, you feel like you owe someone. And again, that's what money does to people. It's like, especially if you do a loan, or I don't know, it's co-sign for someone, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you owe me. And as soon as those words come out, and your family or your friends, your perception changes. You'll have like a complete paradigm shift of your family and friends. But anyway, that was today's video. If you have any shocking financial confessions you'd like to put out to the world, put it in the comments below. I really appreciate you sticking around to the end of this video. It means a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.